Hello, I'm Chris Adams, and today I'm going to be talking about perfect fourths tuning part 13, major triads across a fretboard starting on the root. So the goal of guitar in fourth gear is to use perfect fourths tuning to simplify the patterns and help to experienced guitarists like me and you to move away from caged box thinking back into intervallic understanding and relearn the guitar after years, or maybe for the first time, from first principles, really thinking about small things and the little pieces that make up the rest of music. So replacing the memorized patterns of the large cage shapes that maybe don't make that much sense with intervallic understanding and freedom from that. And also another part of my goal is to make music a meaningful, lifelong learning project. Learning about guitar and music and patterns and something to keep your mind active, while the robots are doing your dishes. It's important to keep yourself involved in life, and music's a wonderful way to do that. So what is perfect fourths tuning? It's where we tune in fourths all the way across. So fourths, we start at the 5th fret. So we're tuned all the way across it as if it's a 5th fret. We're not doing that skip anymore. So octaves are always the same. All the intervals are always the same. This guitar, the Stratocaster, I tune down. So I have E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, and E. I'm mostly going to reference, I'm not using open strings, so I'm just going to reference the fret positions. And you can play along and shift it if you're tuned to standard tuning. By the end of this lesson, you'll learn to play major triads in root position using 4 fretboard patterns. And the idea is to open up the pathways across the neck. You're going to play across a few octaves in the shapes. I've introduced them in a previous lesson, but you don't need to watch the lesson to get this one, I don't think. There's going to be links to the PDF in the description here. So we're going to go through 4 versions of the major triad. So it will be 1, 3, 5 on adjacent strings, like the chord that you play all at once, and then 1, 3, 5 where the root is on one note, and 3 and 5 is going to be on the next set of strings, and the third version is where it's going to be 1, 3 on one string, and the 5th on the other string, and the last one is going to be the first is on one string. And something that we're going to notice about the major triad is that it is a major third and a minor third. So we're going to see different ways to play that. So the first time we're going to play, those two are major third and minor third. We're going to see them played a bunch of different ways. So here are all the shapes again, using graphics here. So these are shown on the A flat string, so I'll play them as shown. So here's a major triad. So that's the first root position. Here we're going to go, we're going to root 3, 5, and then the same notes played a different string. So we're going to play the major third interval on one string, so that's four frets. So from the 5th fret to the 9th fret, and then we're going to end up on the 7th fret on the next string up. And now the last version is all in the same string, so root, 3rd, 5th. So this is a major third, a minor third. And as we go through the different, this lesson is just on the major chord, but as we go on a minor chord, it's just a verse. And then the major. So it's kind of cool like that. Over the course of this, we talk about 4 triads a lot. So major triad, minor triad, diminished triad, and augmented triad. always trying to integrate that. I like the sound, but I can't always play a good sound. Anyway, augmented. So how it's going to work in this lesson, we're going to take these shapes and I'm going to show you how they go across the neck. And it's going to go, spoiler alert, it's octaves. So here's the first octave so go down 2 strings and up 2 frets. All the same. And then the second octave is 3 frets down, 3 strings over. Got to tune up that's better. My octaves. Sorry to tune up a little bit over there. So here's our octaves this way. So this is our string we're starting with, 5th fret. We go down 3, and that's our other octave. So we'll experience that more. That's not as common. So if you're playing a G chord from Cage system, that's our octave there. And in Cage, that's the only place you really see it very commonly is in the G chord. Alright, change my strings. The intonation's not very good. But on perfect force tuning, we have the same interval all the way across. Same hand position. So this can be a little bit overwhelming. This is all the major triad in across 24 frets. So this will be part of the PDF that you can study. It's kind of overwhelming, but the way we'll break it down, I think it'll be more. You'll get it over time. So in this one, we're only going to start with root position. But if you go back and have, if you think of it in terms of the first and second inversion. So quickly, I'll play at the 5th fret here. So we see 5 and then 4, which is the root, 3rd, 5th, and then go up the inversion. 9, 7, 7, and then 12, 12, 11, and then we're back at the root again. So that's just moving up the 1 string. So it's overwhelming to see them all at once, but once you start using the patterns together, it will start to connect, and that's the idea, to be able to connect up and down. So again, we're going to go back to, we're going to use the so this is version 1, 1, 3, 5 on adjacent strings, and then to play that up the octaves, we go and then go up. And if we had a 7-string guitar, we could get that last note in there. But for now, we'll just do. So 2 positions there, and then I kind of ran out of frets. So instead of playing it here, we're going to play an octave up here. You can see that when you start on the 17th fret, and then the octave is up here. So we go, so 17, 16, 14, and then 14 is the octave. So you have sorry, that sounds lousy, but it's not. Don't pay attention to my tuning. Just look at the diagrams and tune your guitar. Yeah, sorry about that. So now here it is, and more comprehensively. So showing the root notes on 4 strings, right? Yeah. So we have this root here, and we have the root here, an octave higher. Same root here. an octave higher from there. Whoops, whoops. So this is we're at the 14th fret over here. Okay. So that's the first inversion on 1, 3, 5 on adjacent strings. Now we're going to do the second pattern, which is 1 and then 3 and 5 on the next string. And this is where you start to maybe see some of these riffs. I'm not going to go into the riffs, but it's how they can connect. So we see the root. We're starting again up here. Okay, so we're starting to see hear the connection. So we go here, and then start over an octave higher, and then now we can do this one. We can get through the whole. We can get through 3 octaves. It's beyond the scope of what I'm talking about. I just want to get through the patterns. But you can do any, when you're practicing these, do any kind of pattern that you think of, you can play this grouping on. So for now, I just want to focus on the shapes and just expose you guys to the shapes. And then you can take it to the next level on your own. So this is how it goes with the other relationships. So we start at the 17th fret here and go an octave higher. And then, so now we can play the same thing across all 4 strings again. Slightly different shape than the last one. So same shape all over the neck. Now here's our third pattern out of 4. So this time we're going to start on the root, 3rd, 5th. So we're going to play a major 3rd interval on one string and the minor 3rd interval going to the next string. And so this is how it looks going up the neck. Okay, so one shape. Okay, and then this is starting the 17th fret and playing again at the 14th fret. And we'll see the same pattern across now more of the neck. And for me, I had to combine the first position and the second one. So that's for another lesson of connecting the arpeggios horizontally. But this is, we're working on just going up vertically with the same exact shape. So now finally we're going to get to everything on one string. So we're going to go root, same interval, major 3rd. So root 3, 5 on one string, major 3rd, minor 3rd. Then we're going to go up. Then we're going to, in this case, we can fit it on 3 sets of strings. Oops. and we can also play it going kind of down. So now we're not going to run out of frets this way, so we can play it more down here. So here's the first one, and we can go up an octave because we're kind of sort of going across, and then we can get the same note here, and we get it up here. What you notice on a standard tuning, right? So you have your E, and then this note would be an E, but in perfect fourth tuning, it's up. So it sounds weird, but if you fret it, wow, if your strings are fresh, your guitar's in tune, it'll sound better. But this is an octave from this. Your 5th fret and 4th fret is an octave, so you play the same sound. Okay, and so now here we're starting to see the whole thing. So now we're going to play the same pattern, because on one string we're going to be able to play it across all 6 strings. So here's the first one, and then we're going to go at starting the 12th fret, then we're going to go back to the 7th fret, same octave there, and we're going to go to the 14th fret or 2nd fret, and then we're going to go to what's next. So you can play it across all 6 notes, and if you see here, they're all hidden. The other shapes are kind of hidden in here. So at the 14th fret over here, you can play this. Whoops. And you can play this. You can play this. So that's another way to get through all the shapes. So this will be in the PDF packet. This goes over what we just did. We did the first row. Yeah, it's the first row, but we just did it across the octaves of the neck. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm glad you got this far. With all the content here in this perfect fourths idea, take your time. This is not shred class. This is thinking slowly from the beginning. And then what I found is that once you study triads this way, when you watch more advanced stuff and people are just flying through, it's like, oh, I'm doing the B diminished here, but then I go in the F sharp major whatever. You're like, oh, okay, I remember the F sharp major whatever because I've been practicing that really slowly. Now I know that. And so when they fly past that, you can say, okay, well, you know you can play it because you've heard it. It's in your fingers, it's in your hands. So anyway, these are my books. The first one, Guitar in Fourth Gear, is more about changing your mindset from a caged mindset to a perfect fourths mindset. And the Triad book is the kind of chrome cover. And the material that I went over today is contained in the Triads book. The Triads book is an exhaustive study, but going at a steady, you can say beginner pace, but a consistent pace of just being very methodical and just practicing every single one. Because in perfect fourths you can, right? You can learn 48 ways to play something in perfect fourths. When it's 192 combinations for the same content in caged, it's kind of like a little bit too much. So stick with perfect fourths. Stick with me. Here's the links to my website and for my other content. I write software and stuff too. Believe it or not, I do that. So anyway, here it is. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and have a great day.